Welcome to my YouTube channel. What if the loose change sitting in your drawer right now could secretly be worth more than a luxury mansion, more than a fleet of supercars, maybe even enough to completely rewrite your life overnight? And the craziest part is most people would never notice it because it looks exactly like every other coin you've seen 1,000 times before. Today we're diving into the mysterious and almost unbelievable story of the 2018 quarter dollar from the United States, a coin so ordinary on the surface that millions of people have handled it without a second thought, yet hidden within a handful of these coins is a version that collectors have whispered about for years, a version that has stunned experts and shaken auctions, and yes, we're talking about a coin that has been rumored and estimated to reach an eye-watering $60 million under the right conditions. And before you even think about skipping ahead, you're going to want to stick around because later we're going to uncover another modern coin that might be even more shocking, something that could make this one look almost normal. But for now, let's lock in on this 2018 quarter because the story behind it is wild. It all begins at the Philadelphia Mint in 2018, where millions upon millions of quarters were struck as part of the ongoing America the Beautiful Quarters program. These coins were designed to celebrate national parks and historic sites, meaning they were produced in massive quantities and released straight into everyday circulation. Nothing special at first glance, just another coin to buy coffee or sit forgotten in a jar. But here's where things take a turn. During the production process there were reported anomalies, subtle minting inconsistencies that most machines wouldn't even detect, and among those anomalies were extremely rare error strikes. We're talking about coins with double dies so sharp they almost look like a shadow is following the design, off center strikes that shifted the entire image just enough to create a unique visual signature. And even more incredibly, there are whispers in the numismatic community about experimental planchets being accidentally used, metals that were never intended for public circulation, creating coins that are fundamentally different from anything else released that year. Now imagine being the person who unknowingly receives one of these coins as change, tosses it into a jar, and forgets about it for years. That's how stories like this often begin, because the truth is these coins don't announce themselves, they hide in plain sight, and collectors go crazy for that, because rarity combined with mystery is what drives value into the stratosphere. Over the years there have been private sales and hushed transactions where unusually struck 2018 quarters have fetched astonishing amounts, not always publicly recorded. Not always confirmed in traditional auction houses, but enough buzz has circulated to push the estimated ceiling value of the rarest variants into that jaw-dropping multi-million-dollar territory. And here's the thing that makes it even more intense: the grading condition plays a massive role. A coin that's been preserved in near-perfect mint state condition, untouched by wear, with a flawless surface and sharp details, can multiply its value exponentially compared to one that's been rattling around in pockets, so the difference between a few dollars and millions can literally come down to how carefully that coin was handled. Now let's talk about why collectors are obsessed with this specific coin. It's not just the potential value, it's the thrill of the hunt, the idea that something so valuable could still be out there, undiscovered, possibly sitting in someone's home right now, maybe even yours. And that's not just hype. History has shown us time and time again that rare coins slip through the cracks. They get spent, they get overlooked, and then one day someone takes a closer look and realizes they've been holding a fortune all along. And if you're thinking this sounds too good to be true, that's exactly why it works, because most people dismiss it, which means fewer people are searching, and fewer people searching means higher chances for those who actually pay attention. Now here's where things get even more interesting. some experts believe that the most valuable 2018 peak quarter variations haven't even been officially discovered yet, meaning the true peak value could be even higher than current estimates. And that's the kind of speculation that keeps the market alive, keeps collectors engaged, and keeps stories like this spreading like wildfire across the internet. But don't get too comfortable just yet, because while this coin is already mind-blowing, there's another one coming up that might push things even further, and trust me, you do not want to miss it, because if this 2018 peak quarter proves anything, it's that modern coins are no longer just spare change, they are potential treasures hiding in everyday life. And as we continue this journey, you're going to see just how deep this rabbit hole goes, so keep your eyes open, check your coins carefully, because the next time you reach into your pocket, you might be holding something far more valuable than you ever imagined, and if you thought this one was unbelievable, just wait until you see what's coming next. Next, 2023 peak quarter dollar USA coin. Have you ever checked your coins carefully, like really carefully? Because sometimes the smallest detail can hide something so massive it sounds completely unreal, and today's coin is exactly that kind of mystery, the 2023 peak quarter dollar, a coin so recent that most people wouldn't even think twice before spending it. Yet hidden among millions of these everyday coins is a version that has sparked intense speculation, wild collector debates, and jaw-dropping whispers of a value that could climb as high as $70 million under the right circumstances. And before you brush that off as hype, you need to understand that modern minting technology, while incredibly precise, has also created a new generation of rare errors that are far harder to detect but far more valuable when discovered. So stick with me, because what you're about to hear might completely change how you look at every single coin you touch from now on. Now let's dive straight into the story, because the 2023 peak quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint as part of the continuing series celebrating influential American women, meaning production numbers were huge and distribution was widespread. These coins went everywhere: grocery stores, gas stations, vending machines, and that's exactly what makes this situation so wild, because among all those standard coins, a few extremely rare anomalies are believed to have slipped through, and these aren't your typical minor errors. We're talking about ultra-rare die misalignments where the design appears subtly shifted in a way that only trained eyes can catch, microscopic doubled features that require magnification but once seen cannot be unseen, and even more fascinating, reports of transitional planchets where the metal composition does not match the official specifications, creating coins that technically should not exist at all. And when something shouldn't exist yet somehow does, collectors lose their minds over it, because that's where the real value is born, in the impossible. Now imagine the scenario: a brand new coin, fresh from circulation, sitting unnoticed in someone's wallet, completely ordinary to them, yet potentially one of the rarest modern coins ever produced. And that's not just fantasy, because history has already shown us that some of the most valuable coins were discovered years after release, sometimes even decades later, hiding in plain sight the entire time. And here's the kicker: because this coin is so recent, the hunt is still very much alive, meaning the chances of undiscovered specimens are higher than with older coins that have already been heavily searched and catalogued, which makes this moment right now one of the most exciting times to be paying attention. And if you remember what we talked about earlier, condition is everything. A pristine, uncirculated example of one of these rare variants could skyrocket in value compared to a worn piece, and that's why collectors are now carefully examining rolls of 2023 quarters, looking for anything unusual, anything that breaks the pattern, anything that could hint at one of these elusive high-value errors. And here's where the tension builds even more, because while no public auction has yet confirmed the absolute top-end value, private collectors and insiders have been buzzing about potential sales that pushed the limits of what we thought modern coins could be worth, and when that kind of energy starts building in the market, it's usually only a matter of time before something massive happens, a discovery, an auction, a record-breaking sale that makes headlines everywhere. And if you're thinking about how insane it would be to find something like this yourself, that's exactly the point, because someone eventually will, and there's no rule saying it can't be you, especially when these coins are still actively circulating, still being used, still being overlooked every single day, and that's the beauty and the madness of it all, a potential fortune hiding in something so small, so common, so easy to ignore. And now that you've seen both of these coins, the 2018 P quarter and this 2023 P quarter, you start to realize a bigger truth, that the world of coin collecting is no longer just about ancient history or rare gold pieces locked away in vaults. It's happening right now, in real time, in your pocket, on your desk, maybe even in that jar you haven't checked in years. So before you spend your next coin without thinking, take a second look, because moments like this don't come often, and when they do, they have the power to change everything. And who knows, the next incredible discovery story might just start with you.